Imagine an outside shower. Imagine a tub. Imagine soaking in the sun, in the beauty of nature. Just outside your container cabin. That's the ultimate way to social distance. The concept of container cabins literally came from being able to move containers easily. The idea was mobility. It's a bit difficult to build, especially anyone who has built safari lodges. You know how extremely expensive and very difficult it is to even get materials on site. Literally everything costs 10 times the amount it should because of the distances. Ideally, most safari lodges are obviously in very remote areas. So to get material there becomes so expensive to the point that you end up paying more than 10 times sometimes the amount that you're supposed to. So that's why they get very expensive to build as well.
My name is Musinguzi Eugene. I'm a student at Chambogo University. I'm pursuing a bachelor's degree in architecture, and I was tasked to design the container project. The container project, it was a kind of a project that was more like upcycling a container. So we started off with a container that was shipped into Uganda. Then we had to cut and add onto this container. So it was an interesting project to do. But then the whole design was interesting because luckily, the new era, we have containers online, so I just downloaded the container, and all I had to do was add the windows and cut out those different openings that were supposed to be there, and then add windows, and then put the whole structure together. The good thing with the container, it was that it already had its own structure, so the beams and the strength of the container was already perfect, so I didn't have to think about the structure element of it. The only part I had to think about was how it would be put onto the ground, how would add the deck and all that to people. And the other part was also thinking about how am I going to reduce the heat because it's steel and it absorbs heat. So we had to look at how I can put in a way to control the heat member.
Container is also a good choice because you can do so much with them. You can make changes to them, you can add things to them, you can weld onto them with steel. You can use a lot of sustainable materials in setting them up. They're easy to insulate from the inside, ideally because they are corrugated, so you get to fill in all the gaps very easily and reduce the heat that goes onto the inside of the container.
So today we are meeting Mr. Amos Wekesa, a businessman, an entrepreneur, and also the managing director of Great Lake Safari. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you for hosting.
Okay, so do you love the space so far?
It's fantastic. So far, so good. Of course, being a prototype, I am sure the real stuff is going to be even much better when we're done with dealing with people. But we're encouraging people to invest in such a project. You own a container house, cottage, and you can be able to make money whenever clients come in to stay in that cottage.
Okay, so I wanted you to tell me in detail what is the plan for for this project? What is the plan? Where is this container going to be? Is it only going to be in the safaris? What is the plan in detail for this container?
We have the first stage. So the first stage, there will be 10 people investing, or 10 containers invested at Queen Elizabeth National Park, next integrated with Simba Safari Camp, which is a budget accommodation that we own under Uganda Lodges umbrella.
Yeah.
So there will be either 10 people or 10 groups of people that invest in 10 cottages.
Yes. And
so the second stage will be 15 cottages in container form invested in Budongo Forest. So it will form a new lodge in Budongo, done out of containers in the tropical rainforest. Now, those are the first stages. But we're thinking about doing container accommodation in the Nile, doing container accommodation in Entebbe, Kasanje side. So there's a lot of plans underway, but we're going to test one, and people start earning a bit. When we're happy, we move forward. We can invest with the first people because they're earning money, and that's how we're going to be moving on.
Days in a year. Just go to your cabin, get away from everything, recuperate, come back to work, knowing your investment is very safe. Who wouldn't want that?